One of the biggest problems when it comes to physical products business is that you have multiple channels of sales. When we talk about online and offline, online could have multiple sales channel. You could have eBay, Amazon, your own e-commerce website. In offline sales, you could have your own retail stores, and you could have multiple retail stores, and you could even be putting your products in other people's retail stores as well. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Hey, what up, decisive marketers? Today we are going to be talking about Fusro, and it's an inventory management system. And I'm so excited to talk about this too, because I've not really talked about an inventory management system before in my YouTube channel, and this too is very comprehensive, right? I would say, and it covers many different things, and it's got a great UI and it's easy to set up, right? So this will help you to manage all your inventory in different warehouses, different sales channels, and you whenever you put up products, you can publish it direct onto different e-commerce sites like on eBay or Amazon or your WooCommerce or Shopify store. And on top of that, when people purchase these products, it will automatically sync into Fusro, and you could even on demand create invoices to send out to your customers anytime you want, right? So before I dive into Fusro, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content, right? So here we go. So here we are in Fusro, of course. Just maybe let me just kind of full screen here, which is what I think people would this is the best view. So I guess the first thing you want to do is to kind of go to your settings, make sure that you have your your default language, your symbol, your warehouse, your time zone. You could even sort of update your favicon logo and all that right here. Okay, so languages wise, they have these languages available. So we're talking about Arabic, Bangladeshi, Dutch, English, French, Hindi, Japanese, and Spanish, right? So these are the languages, and if you want to, you can just jump into languages, and these are the ones that's available. And if you want to, you can enable all of them. But of course, if your team only uses English, you can even sort of disable all of them if you want to. Okay, so that you only have English, right? So then the next thing is you can set up your tax. Okay, so like your VAT tax. Okay, so you could put say 0.0, sorry, it will be 8%, something like that. Okay, so then this would be like for Singapore. Of course, we are going to increase the tax very soon. Next is your email, right? So if you want to receive email notifications, then you would have to set up your own SMTP settings right here. So you have these ones that are already integrated, like SendGrid, Mailgun, Sendinblue, Zoho, Mailjet, and Elastic Email. And you can also use your own SMTP. Okay, and then just kind of fill in the details, right? Your mail holes and all that stuff, which I've kind of gone through a lot of times in my YouTube channel anyway. Next is your email notification settings, right? So do you want to say receive new invoice email notification, right? So if you want to, you can just kind of turn these on. And then I guess what's the most important is making sure of this one, right? So whenever you set a threshold and the product falls below a certain level of inventory, you're going to receive an email notification. Right, next you have the formatting. Okay, so how you want your invoice to look like, your purchase number, SKU, and the currency format, decimal separators, and all that. Next, you can also set up SMS gateway using Twilio, and then your invoice settings, like how do you want your invoice to look like. You can upload your own custom logo, signature, the footer tags and everything right here. Okay, and of course you can also set up two-step authentication for your account. Okay, so of course the first thing is there is many modules in here. I'm not going to go through all of them. I mean, I will kind of go through all of them, but I probably will not go in depth when you know into every single sort of feature or settings, right? So over here, you can these are sort of your dashboard. You can customize how you want to look at them. So for example, maybe you want um, say your top products. Okay, you want to kind of adjust them around. You can put these items in there. You can add order status, and then you can put a purchasing overview and all that in here as well. Okay, so these are sort of the dashboard is customizable right here. Okay, and then next thing, of course, before you kind of get started, you want to invite a bunch of people to help you out. So you want to probably set up your roles first. Okay, and these are the permissions that you can give to them, right? So if you give all permissions, you can just kind of tick this. Then this will be a sort of super admin user, right? And then you can have maybe your purchaser or procurement officer to help you. Then you can have purchase management, purchase receipt management, maybe something like this. Okay, supplier management. uh let's see. Okay, maybe warehouse management so that the items go into the right places. Report, import, export. No, I not that. Okay, so maybe something like this. Okay, manufacturers. No. So just in case you want to create a procurement officer, I guess you will select something like this. Okay, and if you want to, you can even go down into sort of the details, like what features you want, right? So there is a lot of customizability in terms of the roles that you want to set up. Okay, then of course the first thing you want to do is to set up a warehouse, right? So without your warehouse, you can't have anything. So say this is your maybe Woodlands warehouse. You can put in the email. I just kind of put my email in there for fun, and then your phone number, address, and everything, and then you just kind of click submit, right? And then you have your first warehouse right here. Next, you can go into catalogs, right? So in catalogs, what happens is that you will kind of group items together. So say maybe this is um, I don't know, this is kg, something like that. Okay, and then you got your measurement units. So say cm. Okay, and then you can put attributes like small, medium, large, maybe. Okay, right, like small. Okay, and then attribute items. Okay, so it's just kind of for you to filter those products, or kind of group them together. Next thing, you can jump into your product list, and then you can create your product. You can put in the product name, brand, and everything, and then the variation, any barcode number, and then any pictures, right? You can put that in as well, and then the policies and rules. Okay, so like what's the minimum order quantity, what's the maximum order quantity, okay, and all that, right? So you can put all these in here. And what happens is that if you have also connected your WooCommerce or Shopify store, you can from here publish direct into your Shopify or WooCommerce store. Okay, and then of course you can then set up your categories and brands and manufacturers in here as well. Okay, next is your purchases, right? So this is for your procurement officer. So let's say you're ordering from a particular supplier. I guess you got to set up the supplier first. um, Say Henry or something. Okay, just gonna put in a email. Okay, right, and then the address, company name, and all that. Okay, okay, so this is the phone number. Okay, so we have a supplier here. So what happens is that when you have a product that is low in stock, you can then select the supplier and which warehouse you want it to be delivered to. Put in the product, and then like what's the quantity, and then you can submit a purchase order to the supplier directly from within Fusro, right? From within Fusro. Okay, and then list product variant price range. So so sometimes products don't kind of stick to a fixed price unless maybe it's a local supplier. But let's say you are selling gold or bullion, maybe gold, silver, bullion, and the price changes, here and there. Then there is a price range that you can kind of put it in. Uh, and then or maybe you are ordering the products from overseas, right? Maybe from say China, and there's a currency difference, right? You can put that in as well, right? And then your receive list. Okay, so when you receive the items, okay, and then this will go in there and fill up your warehouse, right? And then any products that you receive, you feel that these are not what you want, maybe the items are damaged, you want to return them, you can do so from here as well. Okay, so next is your invoice list. So on demand you can create a invoice, so you can select your warehouse, what's the product, the barcode. You can scan the barcode as well if you want to, and then put in the customer name, and building, shipping address, and everything. And then you can generate an invoice and send it out directly, right? So you can even put in a let's say it's a walk-in customer, you can put it in, right? And then how are they paying you, right? It's cash, bank, or maybe you are using some kind of payment integration like Stripe, PayPal, or Paddle, right? So if that's how they are paying to you, you can then use the payment method as shown. Okay, and then all your customers information will be also kept in here. And then any you like on demand, you create any customers that are walk-in, you can put that in as well. And then any expenses, so you can put in certain expense, maybe delivery, maybe refund fees, whatever it is. So you can create these expenses, like what's the item, right? So you can put that in here. Okay, and then you can look at your overall reports, like your expense report, like what you have spent on your sales, payment reports, right? So payment uh, reports, purchases reports, sale return reports, profit and loss, everything is in here. And the cool thing is that if you have multiple warehouses, right? So this is like uh on a warehouse basis, you can look at the reports, right? So you can look at reports on a warehouse level, right? On a warehouse level. So I guess you wouldn't really call a warehouse, but like a retail front, I guess, right? And then okay, so this is just like my plan itself. Okay, so in terms of integration, they have Shopify, WooCommerce, Stripe, PayPal, FedEx, Paddle, and then they are also working on eBay, Amazon, Etsy right now, and then this Ama Pay. So right, so this I guess is for Bangladesh only, and then you got Fast Spring, DHL, UPS, and USPS coming. Of course, if you want to have more integration, like maybe Shopee, Lazada, you can then request for these integrations, and hopefully they will provide you with that. Lastly, next thing is also you can look at the activity logs. You can look at what people are doing, right? What your team is doing. Like maybe they make certain changes. Uh, you can look at their activities, and then you can also import export your data here as well. And if you need any help, of course there is the user manual, and then of course also the API integration, API documentation, so you can make any integration you want using um, using Fullstro, right? So these are certain things like you can automate, you can create warehouse, delete warehouse, update warehouse, suppliers, and everything. So what happens is that you can even automate the entire process, in the sense that if you have a product, for example, that falls below a certain quantity, okay, falls below a certain quantity, you can then uh, you know go into, say, purchase, and then you can create a purchase with the supplier, like this is like automatic. So like the entire business kind of runs on its own. When the stock is low, you order from the supplier automatically, the supplier sends it to you. It's like you don't have to sort of do all the manual work anymore. Of course, maybe you want to forecast, you want to order more goods during certain period of time. You know, you can make your manual purchases. But of course, I think the cool thing is that if sort of maybe in the year end you want to order, say, 1.5 times more inventory, you can sort of just kind of set that up maybe with Pebble Connect, right? So this is the cool thing about this tool right here, Fullstro, right? I think that in terms of a inventory management system, it has pretty much most of what I want. Okay, but I also use. I mean, previously I have reviewed another sort of inventory management tool, which is more for e-commerce. But they also don't have a lot of integrations with the e-commerce sites, I would say, the e-commerce marketplaces. So at the moment, I would say, like, for example, if you are very into the online selling, then you're kind of limited at the moment, in the sense that they only have WooCommerce and Shopify. Okay, so you would then have to wait for these integrations to come. And for example, like in Singapore, we use Lazada, Shopee, Qoo10, maybe like Shopback or whatever it is, right? And these sort of integrations are not there. And if you're using, say, PayLah, PayNow, all these integrations are not there as well. So so of course, ultimately this tool sort of works. They try to be sort of global. So in terms of integrations, it will definitely be slower for them to kind of localize into individual markets, because they will need to see, like, customers actually using it, or they do have a lot of paying customers within that market before they start to work on these integrations. Okay, and uh, next is I also use a tool called Partler, where it gives you it has integrations for analytics as well, so you can kind of pull everything. So maybe what they could Fusro could do is kind of replicate what Partler does, in the sense that you can pull in Google Analytics data, uh, in terms of traffic, right? And then it pulls in all your customers' data as well, uh, and it looks at, it gives very detailed reports, in the sense that, like, what are the top 10 products, what are the bottom 10 products, what are the um, products that have grown in sales this month. What is your expected, sort of, what's the expected sales this month, and like, seasonality, like, do these products have seasonality, uh like, which days do a particular product sell better, things like that. So I think, in a sense, that Fusro can also go in that direction, but of course that's a lot of different work in there. But both can I would feel that sort of both can be combined to get into some really powerful sort of e-commerce, sort of, I would say, maybe sales analytics dashboard, that kind of have everything in there. Of course, that would be amazing. But of course, I do think I am asking for too much right there. I would just personally, at the moment, just feel that if they have more integration with more marketplaces, I think that this would already be an amazing tool, right? So I guess pretty much that's all I have to share about Fusro. I think overall, I have not really, reviewed a inventory management tool, and in terms of Fusro wise, I would say that this is a very powerful tool. And uh I don't think, like, viewers of my channel would if you are looking for an inventory management system, like, this is probably like one of the few choices that's out there, available to you. Right, so I guess that's all I have to share about Fusro. If you enjoyed this video, do give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think about Fusro in the comments below. Lastly, if you know anyone could benefit from Fusro, be sure to share this video with them. Right, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.